Hi everyone, it's Cathy Zielske here for Simon Says Stamp, and today I'm excited to share the latest Simon Says Stamp collaboration for STAMPtember. This is Gingerbread Hugs from the Kitchen Sink Stamps. This set is a layering stamp set with little gingerbread men where you can add texture with the various stamping layers and candies. It has big sentiments, and as soon as I saw this set, all I wanted to do was bake. So I decided to come up with a concept for a simple tag project. I've got some brown ink and some embossing ink that I'll be using today. I've got a little bit of embossing powder in white. I've got some baker's twine and some Nuvo crystal drops along with some sharp scissors. And this tag die from Pinkfresh Studio that also has a little detail that you can also die cut. So this tag project came out of a little mistake that I made, and I am only going to be using the little gingerbread bodies and the detail that adds the eyes and smile and the little bric-a-brac around the feet and hands. I'm using some craft cardstock here. This is craft from Gina Designs. And the ink is warm cocoa. I really liked how this brown looked on the craft cardstock, and I thought it was perfect for these dark gingerbread men. Now I didn't quite stamp it perfectly the first time, so I had a little bit of ink there. One of the reasons I love a MISTI tool, because I can stamp exactly in the same place, no problem. So I stamped down a second round of ink, and then I decided to move pretty quickly. I wanted to clean off my stamps and get the next layer going while the ink was not completely dry. Now normally, when I go to emboss, I'm going to use embossing magic and powder the heck out of whatever it is I'm stamping. But not here. I wanted the ink to be a little bit tacky. So I pulled out the embossing ink and went ahead and inked up the little details. And really this came from a mistake. I was playing with this set, and what I'm about to show you happened, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I want. When I added that powder, the powder actually stuck a little more than I wanted it to. So with an extra tap, it looks like I have a light dusting of powdered sugar on my gingerbread men. And that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted that really delicate dusting. And when I heat set the powder, it gave me a really fun dusted look. Isn't that cute? That was a mistake. Next, I will cut off the excess cardstock because I'm going to do some fussy cutting, and sometimes I find it easier when you have less cardstock to deal with. Now, fussy cutting is something that's pretty new to me, and I'm surprised that I can actually do this. The key is to focus on turning the paper and not the scissors. And you also need a good sharp pair of scissors. A small pair of scissors is helpful when you're working with these smaller images. But you just take your time and work your way around. Now you can cut with a little bit of margin of the paper showing, or you can cut right to the edge of your stamped image. But if you don't have a coordinating die, this is a really great way to add a cut out image to your project. And I'm actually pretty pleased with how this turned out. Just like that. Isn't that cute? And I'll go ahead and cut the little guy off camera. Next, I'm going to cut a tag from this craft cardstock as well. And I'm adding this little detail die that is part of this tag set because I wanted to add a little texture to my project. So I ran it back and forth a few times to get this little detail. Now there are all these other little details, and you're going to see, I actually changed my mind. I wanted to use this detail. So sometimes you do that, you know, you're working and you think, I'm going to like this better. But now is the time to stamp my sentiment. Now I am powdering the heck out of this because I really just want my little Baked with Love sentiment to stamp real clean, and then just add my powder and have the rest of that powder fall off. All right, tapping that off, and there we have it, Baked with Love. I'm heat setting this until the powder is smooth and melted. And there's my tag base. I've added some thin foam adhesive to the back of my gingerbread men, and I left a little off the edge so that it didn't, I'm hanging him off the edge. So he's popped up on one side, and I'm popping up this guy on the other side. And now I'm flipping it over where the adhesive shows through, and I'm just using my powder bag to take the stick off of what shows through on the back. All right. So cute. I've got a long length of twine that I'm going to cut, and I'm going to thread this through and just leave it long because I'm not sure how I'm going to adhere this, and if I'm being honest, I haven't baked anything. This is going to be set aside for a holiday baked goodness, and we're a ways out from that. So I'll leave it long so I can easily tie that on, but I love the look of the black and white twine with the craft. Next, I'll add some Nuvo crystal drops. This is in the Autumn Red. I always like to practice on a piece of scrap cardstock because my skills with the drops not the greatest, so I hold my breath and I get started. And I always wipe it clean after each use just to make sure that it's going down as clean as possible. But I actually did a pretty good job on this, and the color is perfect. This particular color almost has a bit of a sheen to it, and I thought it looked fantastic with the brown and the craft. And that's it. That is my simple tag project. I think there's so much fun you could have with this wonderful set. It's a big set, it's 6 by 8, and you know how STAMPtember collaborations go. Once they're gone, they are gone. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.